Everybody, welcome back to Ignite Your Glow, the podcast. This is a space for faith driven women in Christ who are done playing small, listen, and are ready to rise up. Here, we don't just talk about success, but we are able to confront the setbacks, we honor the pivots, and we celebrate the God moves that reshape our lives in the process. Listen, every single week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm bringing you real conversations, bold truths, and powerful testimonies that stir your spirit and stretch your mindset. Whether you're navigating personal growth or launching in business or simply trying to breathe through a really hard season, this is the place where you can come to be seen, to be sharpened, and to be set ablaze. And if you're ready to silence doubt, walk in divine confidence, and redefine what's possible with God, let me tell you, you're in the right place. So today, y'all, I'm excited because I want to talk about something that I want to call stretch marks of faith. Listen, it's part of the Mindset Mobility series that we kicked off last week. And this message here, I pray that it lands in your spirit exactly where it needs to. So I want you to walk with me for a moment here, and I want you to really envision this young girl who's walking into a ballet class for the very first time. And she might be a little nervous, a bit unsure, but she's there. She shows up, right? And somewhere on the inside of her, she knows that this is going to be the space for her that's going to cultivate her from where she is to who she's becoming. With all the mirrors, the music, with the structure, she understands that this place here is bringing forth a discipline, not only one that's going to teach her body, but one that's also going to reshape her mind in the process. She understands that the movements that she's watching are graceful, but they're not easy. She understands that stretching is going to be a part of her routine, one that's honestly going to bring about some discomfort and even some pain. But here's what every ballerina understands: that pain isn't the enemy, it's part of becoming. It's something that's done over time. It's the repetition that builds something inside of them. It's the stamina that grows within them that tells them that they can endure longer so they can dance longer. It's where they begin to develop resistance, not the resistance to growth, not the resistance to going backwards, but the resistance to moving forward, the resistance in knowing that she can't shrink back anymore. It's the resistance to knowing that going backwards is not an option for her because she understands that as she stretch, that as she moves, that as she grows, that it's doing something within her. And it's not just the flexibility that's taking place, but it's about the ways in which she's able to become fortified in the midst. Listen, one day, she's able to see herself twirling across that stage, not because of the pain that disappeared overnight one day. Nope. But because she allowed herself to go through the process and she allowed that process to work through her, she decided to stay in the stretch. Now, you may not be somebody who's in dance pointy shoes, who's sitting there, in ballerina attire with the outfits, with the leotard. That may not be you. But what is possibly you is someone right now who's in their own stretching season, who's in this season where you know God told you to take a leap of faith into something new and you told him yes when it didn't make sense to anybody else around you. It's when you're the one who's coloring on the outside of the lines and everybody else is looking at you like, bro, what is you doing? But you're being faithful to a call that not everybody else around you can see. And maybe you can feel the tension that's been building up around you because of that. But I want to remind you that stretching takes faith. And I don't mean the kind of faith where you're just believing that God can do something, but I'm talking about the type of faith that says, listen, even if it's hard, even if it hurts, even if I'm getting mocked, even if I'm misunderstood, I'm not going back to where I started. Because what stretching does in the spirit is the same thing that we can see it do in the body. It makes you more resilient, it increases your capacity, it teaches you endurance, and it builds up your resistance of staying in old mindsets, the resistance to settling in comfort zones, the resistance to breaking down just because pressure decides to show up at your door. That's what mindset mobility is all about. It's not just about the change, it's about being able to move with God in the midst of those changes. It's about having the mental flexibility to adapt without folding. So here's your question that I want you to think about today. Where in your life are you feeling the stretch right now? Maybe you're feeling it in your career. Maybe you're feeling it in your home. Maybe you're feeling it with your children. Maybe you're feeling it with your marriage. Maybe you're feeling it in ministry. Wherever it is, I want you to acknowledge this area. I want you to speak it out loud. I want you to write it down. And then I want you to declare this, that I'm not being broken, but I'm being built. This stretch here is not going to kill you. This stretching right now that's taking place is actually strengthening you. It's preparing you. It's unlocking a version of you that the former version couldn't hold, but that the newer version of you is revealing and is coming forth. It's where you're saying to yourself, I'm moving past the comfort zone. And listen, if you're in that place right now and you're thinking, Jess, I hear you. I hear you. And I need support in being able to move through this stretch. I need some structure. I'm needing some discipline to just get me through. Let me tell you what I've created for a woman just like you. I created the Glow Up Reset Bundle, and this is a kickstart. Why? Because it's for the woman who's ready to change her habits, but knows that she needs a little structure and some discipline and even some accountability. And inside of this, you're going to get a 30-minute coaching call with a guided workbook and a 7-day email check in with a habit tracker so that you can stay focused in the midst. Now, if you're looking like, listen, I'm already in my stretching season. I'm gonna need something deeper. I'm gonna need more than a kickstart. I'm looking for some real transformational goals to kick in. Then I got you with the 90-day Glow Up Reset Suite. Because in this space, you're gonna gain full coaching experiences designed to help you to restructure your life, to grow spiritually, and to move practically with consistency. And both of these you can check out in the link in the both of these you can check out in the links in the show notes below. But I want to close with this. I want you to remember this right here. If you don't remember anything else in this episode, stretching. It may hurt, but staying stuck is going to hurt too. The difference is that one of them is going to grow you while the other one is going to keep you where you are. You weren't created to shrink. You weren't created to stretch. You weren't created to shrink, but you were created to stretch. And this is your time to keep going, to keep growing, and most of all, to keep glowing. So don't forget to share this out with a friend. Let them know that we're here. Let them know that in this season of being stretched out, they got this, however it looks right now that's taking place in their lives. And I'll catch you guys on another episode of Mindset Mobility Series on Ignite Your Glow.